Hey, what's going on guys, Mqzuba here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a mono-green aggro deck for standard best of 1. So I've been seeing a lot of mono-green food around the ladder, but I haven't seen a lot of mono-green aggro, especially since rotation, so we're going to revisit it today. Let me just start splitting the cards that are basically lands and put them in the land pile. Alright, so we'll get started with the 1-drops. We have Swarm Shambler. This card's great. It can pump itself, which I never found myself doing too often, but I always found myself wanting to mutate it onto a Gem Raiser. It's also great because it has this ability that whenever a creature with a +1/+1 counter becomes a target of a spell, create a 1/1 green insect, so it basically replaces itself and creates more 1/1s for your Lovestruck Beast to attack with. Or basically more 1/1s to allow your Lovestruck Beast to attack. Pretty good card, all things considered. Not as good as Pot Collector, but it does the job. Stonecoil Serpent, great. It has the counters to synergize with the Swarm Shambler. It is a great Gem Raiser target. You guys all know about that. And great mana sink, basically, in the later game. Once we have plenty of lands to pump our mana into, it helps fill out our curve. All in all, really good card. Primal Might. 2-2 split between the Primal Mites and the Ram-Throughs. The Ram-Throughs give us more instant speed removal and sort of like a cheeky combat fight that can also be a burn spell because of the trample ability on like Gem Raiser or, well, Gargaroth. Yeah, Gargaroth, sorry. Haven't played this deck all that much. You guys know I'm more of a control guy myself. But yeah, so that's why Ram-Through's in the deck. Also, the split with Primal Might because a 1-mana fight spell is really good, and one that can make your creatures bigger to take down larger creatures and push through more damage can be really clutch. So I like the 2-2 split. If you prefer Ram-Through, by all means, run more of that. If you prefer Primal Might, by all means, it's all you guys. 4 Ooze. Eats the yard, can take over games, gets you life. Really great card. We only have one land that doesn't produce green mana, so aside from that, your Ooze is just going crazy. And 1 Preserver. I've had mixed feelings about this card. A lot of people don't play around it, which makes it look better than it is, but in more competitive environments with open deck lists, everyone's going to play around this card. But I've eaten all types of stuff, from Lovestruck Beast tokens to Edgewalling Keepers. Honestly, it's pretty good. And don't forget, you can always play your Stonecoil Serpent on 0 to trigger this to pay the X. I got lethal that way earlier today, where I basically needed 1 more point of damage, played this on 0 instead of for 1, put the 1 extra mana into the Preserver and it hit for lethal, so that's pretty cool. The Lovestruck Beasts helps you get to turn 4 Henge. Same with the Mammoth, we'll put it back here for now. These both can be 5 power creatures on turn 4 that give you a turn 4 Great Henge, which allow you to take over the game. You guys know that from Gruul aggro, but we have more consistent mana in this deck, so that's the main advantage to playing this over Gruul. Yorvo, only the 1 because you never want to draw 2 of it. It's a legendary creature that clogs your hand. If you ever draw Barons and Yorvo in the same kind of 7 cards without a 4th green source, you're going to feel really bad about running it. This is sort of like a flex spot, or if you don't want to run the Barons, you can run more like an extra Forest or an extra Turn Timber Symbiosis and feel a lot better about this 3-mana card. But I've had the same sort of logic in my mono white life gain deck where I run 1 Barons and 1 Linden. It doesn't screw me all that often, but yeah, great mutate target for the Gem Raiser, and it can get in there. It grows whenever you play a green creature. You guys know Yorvo. Questing Beast, eat planeswalkers, push through damage. It's not amazing. I can't believe I'm saying that. Crazy card, has a million lines of text on it. But yeah, it does the work. Pretty solid card. We'll go with Garrick first. Good against control matchups. Lets you have a sort of alternate angle of attack. Never really emblem this card, but a 4-mana planeswalker that if you plus ticks up to 5, that can get to 7 relatively quickly, but I've always used it more to create board presence with the -2 and then start beefing up the board at the +1. Pretty good card. Gem Raiser, I actually love this in best of 1, where you face a lot of mono red and mono white. This thing takes out Alseid of Life's Bounty, it takes out the Daxos, it takes out Annex, Embercleave, other Henges, Maze My Tome against control. This card fell off for a little bit, but in best of 1 I still think it has a home in this green aggressive deck. Now for the 5-drops, I have one Vivian and two Gargaroths. We run the two Gargaroths instead of more Vivians because we play the Henge, and this can help us cast our Henge if we haven't gotten it down on 4. Aside from that, against aggressive matchups where you're going to run into a lot in best of 1, the life gain and the wider board presence can really help take over. Also, reach against rogues is really great. Vivian creates reach blockers, can help you get through your library by casting a top card, and if you ever want to search your deck for something, -2 is always there. Henge, crazy win con, it gets us so much card advantage, and the mana base, I don't want to craft 2 more Garen Briggs, I don't play mono green often enough, but if you have them, by all means, slap them in there. The 1 Barons, it's up to you how many you really want to run. I just choose the 1 because it can like basically take over games if decks don't have answers to it, and it can push through for the extra couple points of damage you need to if you aren't drawing the gas. A Tangled Florahedron because I was missing too many land drops, and I figured that if I was hitting all my land drops, a creature would be better to have than a land. So one of these, it's been working okay for me. With the additions of the spell lands, we are a 27 land deck, including the Mammoth, of course. So 1 Florahedron, it's been working all right. And the 3 Turn Timber Symbiosis, you can run the 4th if you want. We're just in best of 1, so I don't want to bolt myself all that often. But yeah, guys, that's the list. If you guys are enjoying this type of content or you like the deck, be sure to drop a like and consider subscribing. And yeah, everybody, it'll be in the deck list down below, and let's get into some games. Okay, yeah, hand's great. Got a nice 1, 2, 3, potentially 5. No crappy land for Yorvo. By the way, Lovestruck Beast fixes so many curves, it's unreal. This deck has a potential of 12 1-drops with the 4 Beasts, 4 Stonequill Serpents, and 4 Swarm Shamblers. So, yeah, we pretty much always want to hit a 1-drop. And we can go directly into the Ooze. Opponent has green, so maybe Gruul. Which, I mean, our matchup against Gruul isn't bad. We also have really huge bodies. We have better mana. As you can see, they have to run Passage. I mean, assuming that even is Gruul, right? We'll see, guys. Ooh, Celestia. Okay. Celestia Adventures, maybe? Interesting. Okay, and there's a ram through. So I'll play out the castle right now. And we'll see how we want to attack. I think we go with both. I think we're definitely the aggressor in this matchup. Maybe we can combat trick them out with a ram through. We'll see. Double block. Interesting. So I can ram through the Innkeeper, and then I get to keep my Ooze. I think I just go to damage. I think I take this trade. If they want to sacrifice the Savior in response, yeah, that's fine. I'll take 1 creature for 2. And we'll play with the Yorvo, because it'll grow and it's not reliant on the 1/1 to attack. Sorry about that weird combat. Alright, Cobra, Fabled Passage. Evolving Wild. Ooh, Naya. Okay, so... oh, this is Naya Winota. Double Cobra. Interesting. And I can go for... wait, can I go for a Gargaroth? Nope. As you guys can see, I have not played that much mono green aggro. So we go to combat. Get in there. And the opponent takes it. Sure. So do I hold this up for Winota? Is that the play? I guess I play the Lovestruck Beast, just be assertive. At that point, we should have maybe done that pre-combat to get 1 extra point of damage, but I like holding up the ram through just to see if we can cheese them out. Alright, Innkeeper. Double mana. Feels good, I assume. Another Cobra. All right, free Cobra. So is the last card Winota? 4 Cobras. Nice. Good play. Pretty sure that's it. I don't think they just want to throw one away. So how do we lose this game? It probably takes a Winota to resolve to lose at this point with 4 procs. So this generates 6 mana, but it's only for creature spells or activated abilities. So 1 more mana we can double spell. I think we go to combat first, just like last time. And we can attack with all if it all... Well, actually, no, I don't really want to attack the 1/1. I kind of want to keep putting pressure with the beast, even though we can do a weird combat trick with the ram through. Yep, go to damage. Alright, now I'm pretty sure the only way we lose this game is to a Winota, so even though it's... Actually, they would have to attack with all... I mean, that would be 4 triggers. That might just be lethal. But this has trample, so sure. We'll throw down the Gargaroth. Or they wouldn't have to attack with all, they would be able to leave this back, but this can give something trample, and if we draw a land, this can take something else out. And that also relies on them top decking Winota. And that's it. Winota deck doesn't top deck Winota. I feel like we played that a bit awkwardly, but to be quite honest, guys, I haven't seen much Naya Winota on the ladder, although I'm pretty sure we know how the deck works. But yeah, big green creatures, just punch face. Okay. Against Karuga, so the opponent's gonna definitely have a slow start. We have 2 potential 5-drops. All that's needed in this hand is land. Okay, I mean, sorry, not 5-drops, 5 power creatures. Alright, and that Vivian, not looking too good. Also, if they're savvy, they know we have a stick with a Stonecolor Serpent, which is one of the downsides of running it. I've also played against a Karuga today for the, what, first and second time in ages. Alright, not great draws, guys. We're just looking for basic forest. And to make sure we actually hit that, I'm gonna play out a couple more 1/1s. I want to play this on 3, and then I want to play the henge on 4. And hopefully it takes us from there. Alright, so this is probably Sultai. Yup. Easy Sultai. Land. I still think putting this down is the right play. It gives us the potential for turn 4 henge. As long as the opponent does not remove my Lovestruck Beast. Alright, Omen of the Hunt isn't great. It ramps him to an extinction event, which a Karuga deck probably runs. Yep. On the bright side, if they name odd, we get to put the henge down. If they don't name odd, if they name even. Awesome. Let's go. So, henge down, tap, make a 1/1 pre-combat, and we can still get in there with a 5/5. So this is the value play, naming even, to wipe out 2 creatures instead of 1, but it's the play that doesn't play around the Great Henge. And the opponent gets pretty punished. So 5 mana now. What you got? Karuga also with a price is not as good as it was for free. 6. Alright, 4 cards in hand, and we have plenty of follow-up. Ashiok's not bad. Can bounce the henge, just slow me down. Nope, just return a 1/1. I guess Exile's second henge is fine. Ooh, Swarm Shambler, make 1/1. Okay, so we have access to 6 mana. So we can play Gargaroth and a Shambler, or Vivian and a Shambler. Actually, this puts a +1/+1 counter on itself with the henge, meaning we actually can't attack. Oof, awkward. Okay, so I think we start with this anyways. Okay, ooze is pretty good, but we diversify threat and we go for the Vivian. Vivian can make trample creatures to get through to the Ashiok. Interesting take on Sultai control. Titan's Nest, nice. Alright, let's make sure we understand how this card works. I have not played against Titan's Nest in ages, and I'm sure it's the same for many of you. So at the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You can put that card in the graveyard. Okay, so it's like a Surveil. Exile a card, add generic mana, spend that mana only to cast a colored spell with X in its mana cost. Okay. Weird. Odd, yep. Glad I put that on even instead of playing like a Gargaroth. Okay, so we can go off with Shambler in a second, but I think we just start off here. Well, maybe that was the wrong play and I can find a questing beast. Alright. Oh, by the way, Gem Razor kind of takes that out. So what do we grab? Killer. I messed up. I should have gone minus Gargaroth into Questing Beast. It's okay though. We can still play this out. Play land. Go for the ooze. Draw another card. Mystical Dispute. Yeah, that's fine. So no draw. But we get to put more pressure. And I think here we just go for Vigilance.
Diversity is our greatest strength.
Oh, opponent goes to the top with the Titan's Nest. Not my cleanest game of Magic I've ever played, but hey, I think we're heavily favored in this matchup, especially since we have the henge down. So Gargaroth is a form of card advantage, Vivian is a form of card advantage, henge is a form of card advantage. Okay. So how do we want to do this? Oh, opponent just concedes. I mean, to be fair, I don't blame them. They're in a really bad spot. I'm just thinking like, we play the beast, draw the ram through, take this out, attack the Ashiok, go face. Actually, is that just lethal? 7, 8, 9, 13. Yeah, so basically we just draw a ram through it, go for lethal. They have 3 mana, so it could be a number of counter spells, but if they're just putting down one counterspell and we're putting a million threats, either making another 3/3 or searching our deck for something, we're in a great spot. But I do think the play last turn was definitely Vivian minus, go for Gargaroth, Gargaroth search for Questing Beast, punch face to take out the Ashiok. But yeah, guys, you live and you learn. Okay, against Yorion, pretty aggressive hand. Leave a nice 1, oh, kind of nice 2, 3, 4-ish. Weird curve. But yeah, Lovestruck Beast. And okay, so Mardu Yorion, Rakdos Yorion. Who knows what the opponent's on? Okay. Duress. Well, Duress can grab either my Symbiosis or my Primal Might. But I don't think that's exactly where you want to be in this match. Alright, second Lovestruck Beast isn't bad. Especially if we're going to try to be applying pressure. Alright, we'll go for the Florahedron because this produces mana and we have another land right here. I guess the opponent really isn't thinking about fighting. Alright, they just have more removal, more hand hit. Okay. I'm thinking of playing this for 2 and just getting in there with the 1/1. Let's actually do that. Just so they get less value off the nightmare and every point of damage can count. Yeah. Plus next turn we can go for Forest and then quest Lovestruck Beast and the 1/1. The reason we don't gem raise there is because it's a human. It's the one thing, or yeah, I think it's the only thing in the deck the gem raiser can't mutate onto. Nice. We'll drop off the Forest. So what, Rakdos, Yori, and discard? What an annoying deck. Okay. Well, the reason I dropped that off is because this can eventually mutate and kill bigger things. I guess we just slam a 5/5. Yep, so Rakdos, Yori, and discard. Very interesting. I wonder if we just beat them to the ground. We also don't use our graveyard here. If I was playing best of 3, then I'd have Chainweb Arachnir, the escape card against rogues. But just chilling out in best of 1, not very necessary. So we'd actually be up to land 5 if the opponent wasn't on discard. Actually, we'd be up to land 6. Or not actually on the board, but we'd be able to cast all these spells. Kroxa. Well, easy choice. How close is the opponent to reanimating it? Not that close. Although their mana is lined up really well for them. And if they're just going for a Kroxa, then maybe they don't have a removal spell for the Lovestruck Beast. Which is probably one of my best bets. Alright, Heartless Act. Eliminate. What's it going to be? Spikefield Hazard. Okay. I did not play around them removing my 1/1. Let's actually... Do I slam a 4/4? Try to play around Extinction Event or a removal on my other 1/1. See, the thing is, it's so good if they can't remove the 1/1, I'm just pushing in 10 damage. But if they can, we're in a world of pain. I think we actually do this, though, because the Gem Raiser can get us mutate value. And, yeah, if they can't take this out, then this is going to be a huge problem for them. Alright, Triome. Let's hope that came off the top. 1 card off Kroxa on the Reviving Kroxa. Okay. So, just get fire. Okay, man. Alright. Slam a 4/4. And we're empty-handed. So now the Gargaroths are great. Vivian's great. Hinge is fantastic. Alright, and there's the Kroxa reanimation. At least we have huge block potential with our Lovestruck Beasts. Yorvo. Yep. Just play out the cards. No attacks. All our creatures are chunky, and if we keep the Yorvo in our hand and they just attack, sure, we can double block, but we just lose it out, so it's better to play our cards to the battlefield. They have a mix of hand hate and removal, so we might just get board wiped, but I think that's the only thing we can do. Yeah, Robert does not matter. Okay. Ooze is interesting. Only 1 card in the yard. This eats Kroxa, though. So if they ever do block or do take a trade or attack in with the Kroxa and we block it, then it's gone. Maybe we should have held that, but again, if they attack the Kroxa, we just have to end up discarding it. Dragonfire. Sure, I could have eaten this for 1 more life, but I think we're going to find another Ooze eventually. We have 4 more in the deck. 3 more in the deck. We run a total of 4, sorry. And yeah, green has some chunky creatures, so if your win con is just attack with Kroxa, it's going to take you a minute to get through all this. Land. Nice. No attacks. Alright, we're on 6 mana. 1 more land, then we can start casting Turn Timber. Bone Crusher Giant goes face, that's fine. Mire Triton, that's annoying. Death Touch is good. Okay, so the blue land there is for the Yorion. So do you attack yet? Nope. Gargaroth, nice. There's no point in tapping the Garen Brig. It doesn't really do anything for me in this board state. So I can attack with the Yorvo. It probably just trades for a Mire Triton. So I guess we hold back. Maybe I should have attacked, because if the Yorvo's trading for it, that means the Gargaroth isn't. Alright, Castle. Take some damage. Yeah, your castle's better than my castle, especially when I'm empty-handed. Alright. So I think we start off by attacking with the Yorvo. And just seeing what it gets blocked by. Mire Triton? Yeah, so I definitely should have attacked last turn. That's fine though. We will make 6 mana and pump 2 more. 7 mana Stonecoil Serpent. I could have also made it a 1/1, but this Crocs is brick walling both my left struck beasts, so they're better as blockers right now anyways on this board state. And the Stonecoil Serpent and the Gargaroth get, I guess, good attacks. What are considered good attacks on this board? Alright, there's a ooze, so we definitely hide that. And we go to combat. Soul Shatter, nice. Alright. Start by attacking here. Does the opponent take the Croxa block? Because I'll play the ooze. I will eat it. Alright, that's 6. Acquisitions Expert in front. Just a chump with the giant. We take those 2. And Dragonfire. Okay. So this is also activated abilities, but activated abilities of creatures. Okay, so we go here and we just eat their entire yard. We just don't want them bringing back Croxa at all. And we go for the creatures. There's some more. We got the Triton. And there's a couple in my yard. So I think this can become a 6/6. I think before we focus on the opponent's yard, we just make this a 6/6. But we can hold this 1 mana up and pass. Alright. Hopefully the opponent starts feeling the pressure. Half their life is gone. Ooze is a huge threat. They need an Eliminate to deal with it. Heartless Act will not do. Alright. Bone Crusher Giant. And I'll eat a bit more of my yard just to make this bigger. Lovestruck Beast. Alright, what happens if I play the beast and attack with all? Let's say Croxa eats a beast. Then they take chump. I actually think that's fine. I think we can be super aggressive right now, so we'll play this out. Don't want to cast that yet. And yeah, let's attack with all. They can only really eat one thing, and it would be a Lovestruck Beast. Alright, so they try to trade with the ooze. That's not going to work. I have a Gargaroth in the yard. Yep. Alright, yeah, that's the chump block. That's the trade. And double chump block. Yeah, I think that's the fairest play. I think that's fine. No need to eat any yard right now. So we just go to damage. Yep. And I can make all the mana. How many creatures are in here? 1, 2, 3. So I think we do that. I think we make the Garen Brig mana. Cast the other Lovestruck Beast. And we eat all 3 creatures in the opponent's yard. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. 9/9 Ooze. Like I said in the intro, guys, can take over the late game. Nightmare. Irritating, but that's okay. We have plenty of 1/1s we can potentially draw into. That's a card. Alright. Not bad, especially if we start hitting more land drops. Although, I'd appreciate it if I could draw more even threats. Because Extinction Event kind of wipes this out. Yeah, that's lethal, so... if I draw 1/1 there, they'd be in lots of trouble. Yeah, opponent's Croxa just gets bodied. And we'll take it out right now. If the opponent has Dragonfire, we just play in response. Alright, so do we play around Extinction Event? They'll probably grab my Ooze anyways, right? So they need Extinction Event and something else if I play the Mammoth. So I think we go for it. And pass. I could have also done the Garen Brig thing, same as last turn. But if they have more bird spells, then that's not great because it forces me to use my mana then instead of using it in response. Although I don't know what bird, like Soulseer maybe. Yeah, and that's it. Ooze just absolutely takes over games, guys. Alright guys, and we are back. So overall consensus, mono green food is definitely better. It can go a lot later into the games. It's much more resilient with stuff like Trail of Crumbs, what's the big one called? Troll King and a Wicked Wolf. But aside from that, this deck is not a bad aggressive deck. It's missing a couple things it used to have, like Vivian 4 and Pelt Collector. But aside from that, like, this thing can get you dead really quickly. The 3 mana 5/5s and 4/4s that the deck pumps out is kind of absurd. So basically, this is an in-between Gruul aggro and mono green food. And if you're looking for something like that, this is the deck for you. So yeah, guys, that'll be it for today. The deck list will be in the description down below. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.